Hey, Carlson students, this is Joe Keys. I graduated in 2009. And first, I wanted to offer my congratulations to the graduating seniors. Don't let these unusual times tarnish the amazing accomplishment that you all have achieved. Uh, Congrats on this. Big congrats. Second, and more broadly, I want to offer my perspective in these challenging times, given that I graduated in 2009 during the recession, and I saw an interruption, let's say, in my post collegiate plans. So, first of all, for those of you who plans have not changed yet, great. Keep your head down. And we all pray that everything stays the same and that you either start your internship or you start your new job and start a great career and move forward from there. So great. But for those of you whose plans have already changed, this message is to offer some perspective about the things that you can do going forward, as well as a perspective to take. And here's kind of the headline for what I want to say. Sometimes a setback is a setup for great things. And let me share a little bit about my story. Um, when I was a student, I had two internships. I worked for State Farm in Lincoln, Nebraska after my sophomore year, and then I worked for Target at their headquarters after my junior year. And after my Target internship, I landed a job, accepted an offer, and really felt like I had accomplished what I had set out for, which was to land a big job coming out of school. And I had done it before my senior year even started, so I felt great about it. Um, Now, let me caveat all of that to say that while I had accepted the role and I was incredibly excited, I had this hidden drive at some point in my career to work in international markets or to work with clientele across different international spaces, and I knew that I wouldn't get a chance to do that at Target because they are a North American based brick and mortar store business. And so I wondered whether or not eventually I would have to find a way to go and get more international experiences. I didn't do a study abroad program when I was in school, so I just felt this desire to go out and do it. But I didn't do anything with those feelings at the time because I had accepted an offer and you're just not supposed to keep interviewing. So I didn't. I hung up my resume, if you will, and tried to just enjoy my senior year. Um, that's until my final semester came around. And in February, March of 2019, Target informed us all that our job would start not in the summer like we were expecting, but it would be pushed back to February of 2010. And there were no plans for any kind of supplemental role or any kind of support in between. So we would just have to go find something to do in the period of time that we would be unemployed. So that effectively was a rescind of an offer. Technically, it wasn't, but it felt like it to me. I felt like I had failed. Not only that, but I hadn't touched my resume since September the previous year, so I was completely out of practice for interviewing. Even still, I went through the cycles, updating my resume, went to the career fairs, got in front of a couple of companies, interviewed, but I didn't find anything that would supplement what I was going to do with Target, or I didn't find another job. And so I graduated without a job. I moved back home. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. Moved back in with my parents and started looking in Cincinnati, and that was devastating. Again, one of my success factors that I had set early on was to have a job coming out of college and not have to move back home. And I had felt like I had achieved that, but all of a sudden it was taken away because of an event that I had no control over. But even still, trusted the process and kept working. I found a job with Luxottica Retail in Mason, Ohio. They have their North American headquarters there. I was a contractor, worked a little bit, but here's the thing, this is where it started to get nice. my my boss at Luxottica Retail was a fantastic boss, and I got some fantastic, amazing experience while I worked there. Still to this day, this is 11 years later, he and I are still connected, and we talk multiple times a year. So I realized, oh, okay, there's a silver lining here. I got great experience. And not only that, while I was a contractor working for Luxottica Retail, I was also still interviewing. And I came across an opportunity with PepsiCo. And they flew me to Chicago. This is in August of 2009. I interviewed for a role and they made an offer in Plano, Texas. And I accepted. And so not only did I spend a couple of months working for a major global brand, Luxottica Retail, but then I also just accepted a role with a major multinational organization in PepsiCo. And I joined an organization within PepsiCo that was a global horizontal. It serviced their businesses across the entire globe. So I found myself, it felt like in a matter of a couple of weeks in a position where now my daily interactions with my peers were people not just in North America, but in South America, in Asia, Africa, Europe, and I had accomplished somehow, some way, the dream that I had decided I wasn't going to do anything about back when the economy was decent. And I couldn't believe how all of those things fell into place. And I still think back on that as a opportunity where something bad happened that put me in a position to set up for something great. I went on to work for PepsiCo for nearly 10 years and only left after I did my MBA. But I spent some of the best times of my career with that company. And none of that would have happened had I not had this interruption in the spring of my senior year. So, I guess, long story short, I want you all to walk away with this and hear this story and recognize that there is something bad happening in the economy right now and in the world. And we must all stay reverent to that. But please look at this as an opportunity for you to one up your plans that you already had. Look at this as an opportunity to keep working on yourself. Look at this as an opportunity to invest in the things that are most important to you, your dreams, your family, and everything else on that list that's most important to you. Because this is an opportunity, and I want all of you to take advantage of it, stay safe, and do everything that you can to come out of this better than you were before. And I want you all to be able to tell the story of how you never thought it would happen this way, with a smile on your face. So I hope this helps. I hope that this video finds all of you healthy and in a good place. And if you all ever have any questions or want to continue this conversation, please reach out to me. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. Again, my name is Joseph Keys, and I would love to chat with you. I am 11 years. It's been 11 years since I've graduated, so it's been a little bit of time. The time does fly, but I was in the position that many of you are in, before, and so I can promise you that things turn out for the best. So take care, stay safe, everybody.